Thank you so much to Debbie Nye of Julia B. Fee Sotheby's in Rye for supporting Remarkable Moms. Hi guys, I'm Liz Woods and welcome to Remarkable Moms. Today I talk with the remarkable Marilyn Jackson. Marilyn is a mom who's always giving back to the community. She's been PO president at the high school, she's on the board of Rye Girls Softball, she's a CCD teacher, the list really goes on and on. But what I love getting to learn most about Marilyn is her mom's immigration story to the United States. She was a single mom from Peru, and she raised Marilyn to live with optimism and live life beautifully. I hope you enjoy this interview as much as I do. Okay, here we go. Hi guys, I'm here today with Marilyn. Thank you so much for having me today, Marilyn.
Thanks, Liz. Thanks for having me.
So you grew up in Rye.
Yes, I did.
Can you tell us a little bit about your childhood and your experiences?
Sure. My mother came to this country as an immigrant from Peru in 1965, and she landed in Mamaroneck. Then eventually found a house in Rye, which the house is what is now the Rye Grill and Bar. So we grew up in, I guess it's weird to explain it. The front door of Rye Grill and Bar was our front door, and we had that whole 2-floor space. And attached to our house was the Mug and Ale. It was a bar.
No longer there, right?
No longer there.
Okay.
No, I was there for a long, long time. And my yard was the space between the back of Rye Grill and Bar and the back of Town Dock. That was all just open space, a yard.
And the front was a parking lot?
The front was a parking lot, yes. The train station still,
It was there, yeah.
It was always there, yeah, as long as I've been there.
Yeah.
And so I grew up.
Your family had the whole house?
We had the whole house. Well, my mother was here alone initially. And a few years later, I think before I was born, she brought over her mother, my grandmother, and her 2 sisters and a brother from Peru. So they all lived in that house.
Nice.
So her youngest brother and sister actually went to high school, Rye High School. And I think they graduated in 72 or 74, something like that. I can't remember exactly the years.
And do you have any siblings?
I do not.
Okay.
I do
So
not.
it's
I'm
you
an only child, and it's just my grandmother, my aunts and uncles, and me.
Nice.
And my mom. So my
So what
father.
was it like inside? Was it
In the house?
Yeah.
Oh, it was very roomy. I mean,
it's huge.
you think about it, we used to have huge parties in that house. My mom had a lot of friends. It was a small immigrant population back then. It wasn't like it is now. Of course, there's kind of sections of people from different countries. Back then, we kind of all mixed up together because there weren't a lot of us. So, it was Peruvians mixing with Ecuadorians, mixing with Colombians, whoever kind of spoke a little Spanish was welcome to come to the house, and we'd barbecue almost every weekend in the summer in the backyard, and we'd have New Year's Eve in the house in the living room, which is like the bottom floor of Rye Grill and Bar to the right when you walk in. That was our living room, except minus what would have been the Mug and Ale. So it was pretty big.
So it sounds so fun.
I mean, we had great parties, and
then what about school? Where did you go to school?
Oh, I started at Midland Annex. It was what is now on School Street. I think that's where all the orthodontists and the dentist office are.
Yes.
That's where my school was. That's where I went to for kindergarten and first grade. And then they shut that down as a school, and I ended up going to the one that's now on Midland Avenue. And I used to take a bus. I remember walking to the corner, what is now the Verizon store. And there was a candy store, toy store, big store there in that corner, and I used to go in there and buy candy and wait for the bus, or we get off the bus and I go in the store and buy more candy. So it was fun.
But you weren't bused when you went to the annex, right? You were right around the corner.
No, we were right around the corner. I used to walk across the street, and I would be at school.
Fun.
So I remember that. My mom would just walk me across the street, and I'd walk the rest of the way down to the school building.
So your mom was a pretty inspirational person in your life.
Yeah, she was something else. I mean, you think about that she came to this country at the age of 18, not knowing a word of English, not knowing anybody, and
I can imagine.
wanting a new life for herself and for her family, and starting that from scratch. I mean, all my cousins who are here now, and my uncles who've married, and aunts who've married, and they've had children, and those children have had children now. It's all because of her.
Yeah.
It's all because she came here first, and believed that she could do it. When you think about the bravery that it takes. I don't know if I could imagine myself at the age of 18 just heading over to Russia, you know, because
Right,
I don't know anybody there. I don't know the language. I would know nothing about, you know, anything and what to do there. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very inspirational to me. And
So-
of course, I haven't actually left Rye, but
Yeah. No, it's a great place to be. Why
but
would
it's
you
a
leave?
beautiful
Yeah,
place
she
to
made
be.
a good
Yeah.
choice.
That's true.
So, what are some of the biggest lessons she's taught you, or some of your favorite memories with her?
I think my mom's most inspiring thing for me has always been her optimism. She always believed that things were going to work out in some way or another. And she liked for things to be beautiful. And then that's why even when we were, you know, my father was not in the picture, so it was just my mom. And, you know, a single mother bringing me up, and, you know, money might have been an issue here and there, but it never seemed like that to me. She always made everything beautiful, and it never mattered. Like, it didn't seem to, she seemed to be able to do it. And it always worked out,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, and you know, I always feel a little sad at the end when she was ill, and
Yeah.
you know, it seemed like things weren't going to work out, but she still believed that, you know, I think that at the end she lost her optimism a little bit. And I think that's what maybe, I don't know, she gave in. But it was a long road. She was very sick for a long time. And yeah, but she's always, at her work, and the people who've known her, I mean, at her funeral and her wake, people who came and spoke about her, it was really nice to hear. And whew. Thanks, Liz.
No.
But sorry, I wish I could. You know, I really want to get to a point one day when I can speak about my mother without crying.
No.
So
it's a
hopefully
real
I'll
tribute to her
get
and
there,
your
yeah.
relationship.
So yeah, I miss her lots, and especially this
course.
time of year.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So a lot of moms in town and just in general are in that we call like the sandwich generation, where they have a parent who's elderly, they might be suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's, but they also have kids who they're caring for, so there's a lot. Do you have any advice for someone in that situation now that you've experienced it?
yes, and I would say you need to take care of yourself. You need not to forget who you are and neglect yourself. You live in a strong community. This community, I have to say, every time I've had any kind of issues or problems in my life or medical issues, they've always gathered around, and they're always there to help. Reach out and don't be afraid to say, I need a hand, or I need help. Can you help me with this? Somebody will always help, and more than one person.
Yeah.
You know, so please reach out and please take care of yourself, because you're taking care of your parents, you're taking care of your kids. If you're not taking care of yourself, then it's, at the end, you're going to just suffer, and it's hard. And I think I was one who said, I can do all of it. I'm not, you know, I don't need help, but I do need help. I did need help, and I reached out, and it was good, because sometimes you need a break.
Yeah.
It can be exhausting and hard, especially at the end.
Right.
You know, so it was so nice. The community came out. I can't even, you know, we've gone through a few things, you know, medical issues, that I've been surprised, and it just always makes my heart like just swell, because I'm so happy that I live here, and I'm so happy I have such great community friends and neighbors, everybody. So
Yeah.
it's really nice, and I'm glad that we're
Yeah.
here.
I can't echo that enough. I feel the same. And you do so much for the community. You're talking about everybody else who does so much, but you are a CCD teacher. You're on the board for the softball, girls softball.
Yeah.
You're a PO president at the high school. I mean, the list goes on and on. Why do you decide to give back so much?
Oh my goodness. Well, I feel like the friends I've made in this community and the connections I've made is because I volunteer so much, and I enjoy volunteering so much because I feel like I get back so much more than I've given. In that way, I feel like I've made such good friends and connections. I wish that more people would volunteer. It's really just, I don't know, because I'm always the one that when I'm walking in the street, people will, you know, not look me in the eye because they're afraid I'm going to ask them for something. And I usually will. But yeah, so it's fun though. I mean, it's nice to be able to walk around town, and no matter where you go, no matter what time of day it is, you run into somebody that you know, and somebody that says hi, and it's always fun to like catch up for a minute somewhere where you
Yeah.
weren't expected to do it.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching today. If you have an idea for collaboration or if you'd like to take a social media course with me, please contact me. I'm at lizwoods@remarkablemoms.com. Hope to see you in the next video, and I'll see you soon.